3, 2, 1. This Chargers-Chiefs game is massive, with the AFC West title on the line. But Chargers rookie receiver Ladd McConkey has a knee injury, and we don't know if he'll play.
McConkey has been amazing this season. He's become a go-to target for Justin Herbert, especially on third down. His ability to find those soft spots in zone coverage and his speed after the catch make him a real threat. If he's out, it limits the Chargers' options on offense, especially against the Chiefs.
He's already at 815 receiving yards this season. He could break Keenan Allen's rookie record of 1,046 yards.
It's pretty impressive considering he was a second-round pick. The Chargers got a steal with him.
The Chiefs are in first place right now. But if the Chargers can win this game,
It'll put them right back in the race for the AFC West title.
So what happens if McConkey can't play? What are the Chargers' other options at receiver?
They've got Will Dissly at tight end. He's a reliable target, but not a game changer. And then there's Josh Palmer and Quentin Johnston at receiver.
Could either of them step up against the Chiefs?
Palmer is more of a possession receiver. He's not the same kind of deep threat that McConkey is. And Johnston has had some ups and downs this season. He had those drops against the Raiders last week, which is a bit concerning.
And the Chiefs secondary is really good at taking advantage of those mistakes.
Exactly. They'll be looking to force turnovers, especially if they sense any hesitation from the Chargers receivers.
McConkey's part of a really strong rookie receiver class this year. It feels like we haven't seen this much talent at the position in a long time.
It's been incredible to watch. These rookies are making a difference right away.
Where does McConkey rank among the other rookie receivers in terms of receiving yards?
He's second right now. Brock Bowers, the Raiders rookie tight end, is actually leading all rookies with 884 receiving yards.
It's not often you see a tight end leading the league in receiving yards.
But Bowers is a special talent.
It makes you wonder, what's behind the success of this rookie receiver class?
It's probably a few things. But it's clear that these young receivers are changing how we think about what rookies can do in the NFL.
We were talking about Johnston's struggles earlier. Do you think it's just a matter of adjusting to the speed of the NFL?
The speed of the game is a big adjustment for rookies. But with Johnston, I think it might be more than that. It seems like there's a mental aspect to his drops. It's almost like he's overthinking it, second-guessing himself, and that split-second hesitation is costing him catches.
So it's not just about physical skills. It's also about confidence and mental toughness.
Exactly. And those things can be developed, but it takes time and experience.
This rookie class has a mix of high draft picks and some guys who were drafted later. Are there any other players who have stood out to you, good or bad?
Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, Romo Dunes, and Brian Thomas were all first-round picks, and they've all played really well. They're all exceeding expectations. And then you have guys like Xavier Worthy, Xavier Legette, and Keon Coleman, who were drafted in later rounds but are still having a real impact.
And then there are always a few highly touted prospects who don't quite live up to the hype.
Ricky Pearsall missed a lot of time in the preseason with an injury, so he's still trying to get back to full speed. But Jalen Polk is a different story. He hasn't shown the same explosiveness that made him a first-round pick.
Is it too early to be worried about Polk?
It's still early in his career, but there are some red flags. He just doesn't seem to have that extra gear to separate from defenders, and his route running needs work.
It just goes to show that there's no guarantee when it comes to drafting receivers.
It's a gamble, especially in the early rounds.
This Chargers-Chiefs game is going to be amazing. A divisional matchup with playoff implications, and now with McConkey's injury, it's even more intriguing.
The stakes are high, and the talent on the field is incredible.
What are you most interested in seeing in this game?
I'm really interested to see how Justin Herbert handles the Chiefs' defense. His ability to read the defense and make quick decisions will be crucial, especially if McConkey isn't playing.
I agree. Herbert is at his best when he's extending plays and finding open receivers. But he'll need to be careful against Kansas City.
Every decision he makes could change the game.
The Chargers really need this win, and the Chiefs are looking to make a statement.
The atmosphere is going to be electric.
This is what makes the NFL so much fun.
You just never know what's going to happen. This game should be really interesting to watch.
We've talked a lot about the Chargers' offense, but what about their defense? How do they match up against the Chiefs' offense?
That's going to be a huge factor in this game. The Chargers need to figure out a way to slow down Patrick Mahomes.
The Chiefs have so many offensive weapons. Travis Kelce, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Sky Moore. It's a lot for any defense to handle.
The Chargers' secondary is going to have a tough test. They need to put pressure on Mahomes and disrupt his timing.
Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack are going to need to play well.
Absolutely. If they can get to Mahomes early and often, it'll make a big difference.
But even if they can slow down the Chiefs' passing game, They still have to worry about Isaiah Pacheco running the ball.
He's always a threat to break a big run. The Chargers' front seven needs to be disciplined.
This game is going to be a clash of styles. The Chargers offense against the Chiefs defense.
And the Chiefs' offense against the Chargers' defense?
It's a classic matchup. Who do you think has the edge?
On paper, the Chiefs look like the favorites. They're the more experienced team. And they're playing at home.
But the Chargers have a lot of talent. And they're definitely motivated.
The Chargers have already shown they can beat the Chiefs. They beat them earlier this season in Week 4.
That game was a close one. It came down to a last-second field goal. Do you think this game will be another close one?
I wouldn't be surprised. These two teams always seem to play each other close.
With so much at stake, the intensity is going to be high.
The AFC West title is up for grabs. This game could be a turning point in the race.
We've been talking a lot about the Chargers and Chiefs. But what about the other two teams in the AFC West? The Raiders and Broncos.
They're still technically in the race.
The Raiders have been a surprise this year.
They've got a solid defense.
Sure.
And Aiden O'Connell is starting to look like a good quarterback.
The Broncos have been inconsistent.
They've had some good moments, but they haven't been able to string together enough wins.
But they're still a team that can be dangerous.
It's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the AFC West season plays out.
The Chargers-Chiefs game is just one piece of the puzzle.
There are still a lot of games left to play.
And any team could win the division.
It's going to be a fun finish to the season.
It's always exciting when you don't know what's going to happen.
That's what makes the NFL so great.
It's pretty amazing how much impact this year's rookie receivers are having. It really feels like they're changing the game.
It does show how the wide receiver position is evolving.
A few years ago, it felt like it took receivers a while to get used to the NFL.
Now it's like they're stepping right in and making plays.
Why do you think that is?
I think there are a few reasons for it.
Like what?
I think the spread offenses in college are preparing these receivers for the NFL.
So they're coming into the league with a better understanding of the game.
Exactly. They're already used to running complex routes and reading defenses.
And the NFL is a passing league, now more than ever.
Teams are throwing the ball a lot, so there are more opportunities for receivers to make plays.
I think coaching has something to do with it too. It seems like NFL teams are getting better at developing young receivers.
I agree. They're putting these receivers in positions to succeed.
It's a great time to be a fan of wide receivers.
Definitely. The future is bright for these young guys.
Let's get back to this Chargers-Chiefs game. What's your prediction?
I think it's going to be close.
Me too.
But I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
I could see the Chargers winning, though.
It really depends on a few things.
Like if McConkey plays,
That's a big one.
the Chargers offense is much more dangerous with him on the field.
But they could still win without him.
The Chiefs are the favorites for a reason, though.
They've got a complete team, and they're playing at a high level.
But the Chargers are a talented team, too. They're capable of beating anyone.
It's going to be a great game to watch.
Absolutely.
I can't wait to see what happens.
This has been a great breakdown.
I've enjoyed talking about this with you.